Have you ever noticed that even though you're earning more money, it seems to disappear faster? Grocery bills are higher, gas prices keep climbing, and suddenly, what used to fit in your budget now feels impossible to afford. But here's the secret almost no one tells you. Inflation doesn't have to destroy your finances. There are 7 powerful tricks that can protect your money, and most people have no idea how to use them. In today's video, I'll show you each of these strategies so you can shield your finances and even come out wealthier during this crisis. So stay with me, because missing these tips could cost you a lot. Inflation is like an invisible tide that rises slowly, and before you know it, you're drowning. It starts with small changes. The coffee you buy every morning costs a few cents more, your electricity bill goes up slightly, and before you realize it, your money just doesn't stretch like it used to. And the worst part? If you don't act now, this loss can snowball and seriously harm your financial future. But here's the good news. There are smart, proven ways to protect your money and even make it grow, even when inflation is out of control. And that's exactly what you're going to learn today. 7 practical and effective strategies that can shield your finances from this relentless rise in prices. So get ready, because these tips could be the key to maintaining your purchasing power and protecting everything you've worked so hard to achieve. And if you want to keep learning smart ways to protect and grow your money, go ahead and subscribe to the channel now so you won't miss any important tips, because every detail can make a big difference in your wallet. Now that you understand how inflation can silently eat away at your money, it's time to talk about how to protect yourself. And the first strategy for that is investing in real assets. One of the most effective ways to preserve and even increase your wealth when prices are soaring. Think of real assets as things that hold intrinsic value, regardless of what happens in the financial market. Gold, silver, and real estate are classic examples. Gold, for instance, is one of the oldest and safest assets in the world. For centuries, it was used as currency, and even today, it's seen as a safe haven in times of crisis. This happens because gold is scarce, and its supply can't simply be increased like government-printed money. When inflation rises and the value of the dollar falls, gold typically goes up, protecting your purchasing power. Another example is real estate. In addition to being physical, tangible assets, properties tend to appreciate over time, especially in areas where housing demand is high. Plus, if you rent out that property, you can generate passive income that keeps pace with the rising cost of living. This creates a dual layer of protection. While the property value increases, your rental income can also rise as prices go up. Now, you might be wondering, but what if I don't have enough money to buy gold or property? The good news is that there are accessible alternatives, like ETFs that invest in these assets. With a small amount of money, you can buy shares of these funds and enjoy the same inflation protection benefits. But protecting your money goes far beyond just investing in real assets. You also need to look at companies that can grow even when everything else gets more expensive. And that's exactly what we'll cover next. The second strategy is to invest in strong and resilient companies. During inflation, not all businesses suffer equally. Some have enough power to pass on rising costs to customers without losing sales. These are the companies you should watch. Think, for example, of businesses that provide essential products or services, the ones people simply can't stop using, even when prices rise. Energy, food, and healthcare companies tend to perform well in these situations. After all, even if milk, bread, or electricity bills get more expensive, people still need them. Another important factor is looking at companies with a strong market presence and a loyal customer base. Established brands often have an easier time adjusting their prices without losing market share, which makes them more stable during inflation periods. Now, if you're thinking, but how do I find these companies easily? There's a simpler and safer solution, and that's what we'll talk about now. The third tip is to invest in inflation-linked ETFs. ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, are like a basket of investments that combine multiple companies or assets into one financial product. And the best part is that there are already ETFs designed specifically to track inflation indexes. These funds work as automatic protection for your money. When prices rise, these ETFs adjust accordingly, ensuring your wealth doesn't lose value. It's a simple yet effective option, especially for those who don't have the time or experience to pick individual investments. Now, if you're looking for an even more direct way to protect yourself from inflation, there's a tool created by the US government that can do this efficiently, and I'll explain how it works now. The fourth strategy is to invest in TIPS, Treasury Inflation-Protected Securities. These are US Treasury bonds designed specifically to shield your money from inflation. The key advantage of TIPS is that they automatically adjust the value of your investment as prices rise. Imagine you invested $1,000 in TIPS. If inflation rises by 5% in a year, your investment value automatically increases to $1,050. Plus, the interest you earn also rises proportionally, ensuring your purchasing power stays protected. This is one of the safest and most guaranteed ways to protect your money, especially if you prefer low-risk investments. But investing alone isn't enough. If you have high-interest debt, especially with variable rates, your situation can quickly get worse. And that's the next strategy you need to know. The fifth strategy is to reduce your variable rate debt. When inflation rises, banks often increase interest rates to try to control the economy. And if you have a loan or debt with variable interest, your payments could skyrocket. The best solution is to renegotiate those debts or switch to fixed-rate options. This way, you lock in your payment amounts and protect yourself from unexpected increases. Now, if you really want to be prepared for any scenario, it's crucial that you also expand your income streams. And that's what we'll cover next. The sixth tip is to increase your active and passive income. During high inflation, the best way to protect yourself is by boosting your ability to earn money. This could mean investing in new skills that help you land better job opportunities or creating passive income streams like rentals, dividends, or online businesses. The more income sources you have, the less you'll rely solely on your primary salary, and the more protected you'll be from rising prices. Finally, the seventh strategy is to avoid letting your money sit idle. Keeping large amounts in savings accounts or simply under the mattress is a dangerous trap during inflation. With each passing day, the real value of that money decreases. The best approach is to ensure your money is always working for you, whether by investing in assets, real estate, or even using some of that capital to create new income streams. If these strategies are helping you see how to protect your money from inflation, go ahead and hit the like button so more people can access these valuable tips.